Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Triceraton Infantryman and Roadkill Rodney from NECA Toys. I think this is kind of neat how they've designed this to be kind of a troop builder army pack basically, because they have the Triceraton Trooper and then they have Roadkill Rodney, so people who want to kind of army build both of these, there's no like duplicate character that you wouldn't want. So I think that's kind of nice how they've decided to do that. But you can see the Roadkill Rodneys come with a ton of accessories and things in the back, which is kind of neat. And it looks like the Infantryman over here has a bunch of weapons, which look really, really good. Taking a look on the side, just have a picture of Roadkill Rodneys. Over here, you have a picture of the Triceraton. Spinning around to the back, again, you just have a picture of both of them. And then over here, they show Ultimate Metalhead. They show, let me get these right, Xerix and Zork. Which I gotta be honest, I do not remember these guys very much from the show. I'm sure they were on the show. I just personally don't remember very much. But it's still neat that they're coming out. And then, of course, Trag and Granitor, which I've already reviewed. I have a pre-order in on NECA's website for Metalhead. I just don't know when they're planning on doing those, because those kind of came and went at Target so fast that they decided to offer them on their website for a time for people who missed out. So I was able to get an order in. But I don't know when those are actually getting filled, so we'll see about that. But yeah, this set looks pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are the figures out of the packaging. We'll start with the Triceraton. I'll move the Roadkill Rodneys out of the way. He looks pretty good. I really think they did a great job with the detailing and like the paint applications and just the overall design. Really, really fun. He's huge too. I mean, he's really big. He's a huge figure. You can see he's got a tail on the back. This comes separate in the box. You just have to peg this in, but then you can get a decent amount of movement, full swivel, and then also, it's basically a barbell ball joint, so there's one in here and one in here, so you can move it all the way around, swivel pretty well, no problems there. Head is on a swivel, and I think it has a hinge, but unfortunately because of how the head is, it doesn't really have much room to move. So you get a little bit of up and down, plenty of side to side, no problem there, but just the design and the paint applications on the head look really, really good. It really makes it feel like a physical cartoon, if that makes sense. I know that sounds dumb, but it feels like it jumped right out of the cartoon. They've done such a good job with that. You have a hinge here in the shoulder as well as a spin, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You have a wrist swivel and hinge as well. He's got a torso, at least a swivel. I think there's a little bit of back and forth, but not a ton. Really nice ball joint in the hips, so you can get some nice movement there. He does have a thigh swivel as well. Double jointed knees. Mine are really tight. The bottom ones are not too bad, but the top ones are really tight. Like, the first movement was really hard, and they've loosened up like with each subsequent movement, which is nice. But just be careful, that first couple movements is a little tricky. But then you have a hinge and a side-to-side in the ankle as well. And the hinges on these are a little tight as well. I don't know, that's the only thing. I love NECA toys. They look amazing. But I'm always nervous with the joints, like I'm going to break something if I push too hard. Because they're really tight. And that's the only thing that scares me. Otherwise, he looks fantastic. And he's just a huge figure. They did a great job with him. Let me see if I can find a balance point here. The tail makes him a little back heavy, but see if I bend him forward. Okay, we'll try with that. So he comes with a bunch of accessories. First off, he's got some extra hands. So he's got kind of a real tight gripped fist. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be for. And unfortunately, he does have some paint already rubbing off. I can't tell if that's paint from something else rubbing onto this or paint from this rubbing off. Then he's got another really closed fist over on this side. And then he's got a really big open hand. And I'll show you what that's for. He's got this massive gun. I think it's some kind of Triceraton gun, because you can see it's got this like symbol, which I'm assuming is like a Triceraton footprint kind of a thing going on here on the front or something like that. And it's got this massive handle. So this will actually fit in this hand, and the hand's a little bit softer. Yeah, see, he's trying to fall over on me. It's a little bit softer, so you can get them in actually pretty easy, which I appreciate. I feel like they listened on that because the hands were so tight and really, really hard. But this is actually really simple to get in and out, so I appreciate that. That's fantastic. He also comes with this weapon, which I feel like we've seen in the show, but being used by like Bebop or somebody. So if you want to just go ahead and give this to Bebop, you absolutely can. And I think that's really cool how this is like another nice way to just get some more weapons into the line. You can mix and match, give anybody whatever weapons you want. So this thing's pretty cool. And I'm assuming... Now, I would probably put this in the same... But see, this almost seems a little bit too loose. But then these seem a little too... See, this one doesn't seem as soft. Well, it's a little soft. I don't know. I feel like trying to get these in here is really tight. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really fit that great in there, so we're not going to try that. Plus, you can see I've already rubbed some paint off, which is another little issue. But and then he's got this gun here as well, which, again, just a neat gun. Not really sure. This one doesn't really scream Triceraton to me, but if it's just a way for them to get some more guns into the line, then sure. But I feel like these are a little too loose for this hand. I mean, it's not impossible. This one fits beautifully. The other two are just a little bit too loose. But this one really fits perfect. So if you just want him to use this gun, then you're good to go. If you want him to try to use those other two, you'd have to kind of squeeze him into these tiny fists. I just wish these were a little bit more open. Don't need to be much more. And also give them trigger fingers if they're going to be holding guns. That's the way I look at it. But so yeah, so those are the extra fists he comes with. And he comes with those 3 giant guns. So a ton of accessories there, which is pretty cool. But let's talk about the Roadkill Rodneys, because I'm going to be honest, these are my favorite part of this set. I think they blow the Triceraton out of the water, and I know that kind of sounds dumb, but I 100% mean it. And these guys are just fantastic. So they come with these little, like, kicking up dust, effect pieces that you kind of need to get them to stand, because they really can't, like, balance just on the little wheel here. Obviously, there's no way to make them stand. And I didn't even realize at first, these spin. So the wheels spin, and you're going to have to spin them so that you can uncover the little peg hole, because it's, it's rotated up so you don't see it. So if you don't want to see the peg hole, you don't have to. But you rotate it down so that you can peg this piece right in there, so that way it gives them like a little base, which is really neat. These also go from side to side. And my favorite part, this pops open, and the little laser pops out from those first couple episodes where they freed the rhino and the warthog from the zoo. That's awesome. That is amazing attention to detail. I love that. I absolutely love that those little lasers pop out. Also, you have the tentacles that can rotate. You can go ahead and unpeg these, because they do come with alternate tentacles. So they have these really big long ones, and you just go ahead and peg this in here. And then I think these are supposed to be like, you can open this up. I'm not quite sure if they bend, but you can wrap this around characters and it'll hold fast and then kind of curl back up. So they give you 2 of these, 1 for each. I kind of just like these little tentacles, but if you want to set up a display with them, capturing someone, they do give you the option to do that with these much longer tentacle pieces, which is pretty cool. The other thing is they have a ton of head accessories. So these little domes, and it's kind of difficult at first, but you can get like a nail or something. I wish there was an easier way to get these out of here. Like maybe like a little notch on the back or something. Because I feel like over time, I'm going to, maybe if I turn these a little bit, there you go. You can kind of get in there. I just don't want to like chip off any plastic or anything. So it's a little difficult to get these off. But if you can get a little nail in there we go. These domes come off. Come on now. There we go. So these domes come off, as you can see. They come with a drill accessory. So you can pop this in so it looks like they're drilling up from underground. That looks amazing. That's so simple and so effective. I absolutely love that. They also come with a dome you can pop in so that it looks like they got stabbed. So if you bring in Raphael, he can jump in and stab them in the head with a sai, and it fits perfectly. So he jumps back, and then they're running around with the sign in their head. That's awesome. That is perfect attention to detail. I mean, I think that happened in like the first 2-part episode, and that's just amazing that they put that in. It fits perfectly. You know, they used the Psy from their own figures to make sure it works. I absolutely love that. I really love that. That's fantastic. So I'm going to thank you, Raphael, for assisting us and put him back over to the side. So you do have that option. Let me see if I can... Now this is going to get stuck in here again. Okay, there we go. So you have a regular head, a stabbed head, and a drill head for each. They give you 2 for, you know, 1 for each one. They give you 2 total of everything. Then they have this little piece. And at first I was trying to figure out, what is this for? And then I realized you take the head off at around the, like, you know, torso area. And then you can see how it has that kind of, like, keyhole looking peg. And you just peg this in here like this. So it looks like they're popping out of the ground. How cool is that? That is such an awesome little effect piece. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take this off again, which I'm sure I won't be able to do right now. There we go. I want to put the drill piece back in. So now it looks like it's popping up from underground. If I can get this pegged back in here. That is super cool to me. That is such a cool little idea. You can just make it look like they're popping right out from under the ground. That's so cool. I think that's such a cool little effect piece that I would not have thought of. And that is really, really very cool. I love that a lot. Like I said, they went above and beyond for the Roadkill Rodneys, and that is why they're my favorite part of this pack. Because they really, really thought of everything, and they did such a good job, and I really love them. I just think they're so simple, but they're super fun. I really, really like them a lot. So at the end of the day, I definitely think this pack is worth picking up for the Roadkill Rodneys alone. I have nothing against the Triceraton. I think he looks great. I think he's a big, massive figure. It comes with a lot of nice accessories. I think the guns will probably work better with other figures. The one that's made for him, the big, weird Triceraton alien-looking gun, I think fits perfectly in that hand. And I didn't show it, but you can easily swap the hands out. You just pop one off, pop the other one on. It's very simple. All the figures do that. But yeah, so basically, I think that one weapon is going to work well with him. And then I think the others I'll probably give to other characters, maybe Rocksteady, Bebop, something like that. But he looks great. If you want to army build Triceratons, you know, pick up a couple extra of this pack. The Roadkill Rodneys are fantastic. I love all the accessories they gave him. You know, the drill head, the getting stabbed head, the extra tentacle pieces, the popping out of the ground effect piece, the driving around on the back of the wheel effect piece, all of the articulation they have, the laser that pops out of the stomach. It's all fantastic. I absolutely love it. And they really knocked it out of the park. Like, I like the Triceraton. I love the Roadkill Rodneys. So I think this is a really fun pack. I definitely recommend picking up at least one. If you want an army build, just try not to go too nuts, hopefully, because the distribution on these is not super. Hopefully everyone who wants at least one can get one. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe sneak this one into the next wave as well, just to give people the opportunity, or sell it on their website, however they want to do it. Because I really feel like people are going to want a couple of these each, and hopefully everyone who wants one can get one. But this is a great pack. I definitely recommend it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.